Hey guys, welcome back. We are doing lesson 14 for phonics. So let's get busy. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, let me get rid of all these floating bars and get it in present mode. All right, lesson 14. So our learning targets, I can blend and segment two-syllable words. I can build sentences by adding adjectives and prepositions, and I can ask and answer questions about key details in the story in the storm shelter. So let's practice segmenting, blending two-syllable words. Jumping, for, to, jumping. Nodded, three, two, nodded. Thunder, three, two, thunder. Trombone, four, three, trombone. Trumpet, four, three, trumpet. Mr, three, two, Mr. Toolbox, three, box, three, toolbox. Outline, out, two, three, outline. All right, so building sentences with adjectives and prepositions. So when you write, you should strive to make your writing interesting. And there are different ways to do this. One way to build a sentence is to add adjectives. Adjectives are describing words, like the red apple. What describes the apple? Red. The sparkly notebook. What describes notebook? Sparkly. The sad girl. What describes girl? Sad. The round balloon. What describes balloon? Round. The dog barked. Now this is a very simple sentence. Let's find the noun and the verb in this sentence. So what is the noun in the dog barked? Who is that sentence about? Dog. So that's the noun. And what's the verb? What did the dog do? He barked. Noun is dog and barked is the verb. Okay. So what tense is the verb in? The dog barked. It's an ED, so that tells me that verb is past tense. The verb is past tense, and we can tell because of the past tense marker ED. The dog barked. Let's make this sentence longer by describing the dog using an adjective. So adjectives could be like black, cute, short, and big. Those are great adjectives you used to describe a dog. So we're going from the dog barked to the big dog barked. And we can make it even more interesting by adding a preposition. Prepositions, remember, are tiny words that give information about time, place, etc. in a sentence. For example, the penguin jumps over the monster. Where did he jump? Over. He sits in the tree. Where did he sit? In the tree. She is above the pencil. Where is she? Above the pencil. So the big dog barked. We added an adjective there of big to describe dog. So what might dog bark at? Well, he could bark at the doorbell. He could bark at the truck. He could bark at the storm, or he could bark at the cat. Let's see. So we went from the dog barked to the big dog barked To even bigger by adding a preposition and an adjective, the big dog barked at the truck. So big would be the adjective to describe dog. At the truck is the preposition about where he barked. So sentence building, let's practice building some simple sentences together. Okay, so now let's go on to our storm shelter. Today's story continues the Spencer's adventure in the storm shelter. So let's preview some spelling. We have N spelled with K-N like knocked. We have spelled with E-R, shelter, Spencer, thunder. We have or spelled O-R is or, storm, and porch. We have R, which is spelled A-R, it's that bossy R, arm, and barn. Then we have other two-syllable words like expect, finish, and picnic. So let's preview some vocabulary. We have gust, cracks, booms, and peaks. Gust blows strongly for a short time. Cracks makes a sudden sharp sound. Booms makes a deep and loud sound. And peaks looks at something from a hidden place. So let's read today's story to find out how the adventure in the storm shelter ends. So escape, and let's get to our story. Let me get rid of this again. All right, in the storm shelter, the Spencers are down in their storm shelter. Outside the shelter, the storm has started. The wind gusts, thunder cracks and crashes. Down in the shelter, the Spencers can't tell how bad the storm is, but the Spencers will be safe down in their storm shelter. Their storm shelter can stand up to strong storms. When the thunder booms, Jill grabs her mom's arms. I expect it, she says, but still, it scares me. Her mom hugs her. Here's Mom hugging her. When it sounds like the storm is finished, Mr. Spencer peeks out. It's safe, he said. The Spencers step outside. Mr. Spencer checks the barn. It is fine. Grace and Jill pick up some pots that were knocked off the porch by the wind. Things look to be in good shape, says Mr. Spencer. Good, Mom says. Let's sit down and finish our picnic. Okay. So let's go. I bet if we go back to our slide, it's going to tell us to go to our worksheet. So we're just going to go straight to our worksheet before we put it back in present mode. So our worksheet says, why are the Spencers down in the storm shelter? What's going on to put them down in that storm shelter? Number 2, what did Mr. Spencer see when he peeked out from the storm shelter? What did he see when he peeked out? Number 3, describe what you do when it storms. What do you do when it storms? And that's it for those questions. So let's go back to our slide, get it in present mode again. So our learning targets, I can blend and segment 2-syllable words. I can build sentences by adding adjectives and prepositions, and I can ask and answer questions about key details in the story in the storm. All right, so I'm gonna stop share. And guys, guess what? That's the end of it. So I will see you back here tomorrow, and you all have a wonderful day. Bye, friends.